All right, Dylan, so when you're doing a project like this, a couple things to consider. All right, number one, unmet expectations. So what are you expecting from a company when you're doing a job like this? What are some expectations that you have?
They'll do what they say they're going to do.
Okay.
That the work is going to be a good quality. And that the job will be done when they say it's going to be done.
Okay. Have you ever experienced anything like that before, to where a company told you they were going to get something done and maybe they didn't?
Yes.
Okay, explain.
Well, I had my kitchen done, and they said it was going to be done in about a week, and it ended up taking about a month and a half.
You probably had to eat out a lot, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Spent a lot of money on that too.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
an unforeseen cost.
Okay. Was there like a lot of dust and stuff kind of hanging out?
There was.
Yeah, totally understandable. Well, the same thing kind of goes here with like partially completed work, and it goes along with the stolen money, okay? Normally, when you hire a company that's a contractor, you give them half down and then half when they're finished, right? So a lot of the times what will happen is a company will start the job, and then they might get another call for another remodel, so they go out there, they collect half the money from them, and then they're kind of going back and forth. So your job is sitting open for 2, 3, sometimes months, right? Would that be acceptable for you?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. What's the longest amount of time you would want your bathroom to take to finish?
Maybe a week?
Okay, so anything more than a week, then you're done.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Better Business Bureau, you ever heard of them?
Yes.
Okay. Couple things to consider with that as well. With the Better Business Bureau, anybody can buy an A. Okay, we have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau, but anybody can buy one, all right? What they can't buy is what's called the Torch Award. The Torch Award is only given to companies that have not had a complaint resolved in 3 years. So basically, let's say if we did have a complaint, and look, I'm not telling you that we never get complaints, because that's gonna happen in construction, okay? But if we don't resolve that complaint and have 0 unresolved complaints after 3 years, we aren't eligible for this. In the construction field, about 5% of the companies actually get the Torch Award. And Dylan, not only have we not had an unresolved complaint in the last 3 years, but we haven't had an unresolved complaint in the entire 30 years that we've been open.
Okay.
That make you feel good?
Yeah.
Okay. SBA, you know what that stands for?
Small Business Administration?
Yeah, very good. Did you read it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, you're paying attention. That's a good thing. Yeah, so the Small Business Administration. And what they are, it's a company that actually empowers small business. Right? So they're looking to help small business. That's kind of why they're there. And even they report that nearly 50% of contractors go out of business within 3 to 5 years. Do you want to know why that is?
Yeah.
Why do you think it is?
Just maybe they're not the best people.
Actually, you know what? It really doesn't have much to do with. I mean, I can see where maybe a couple people, but it really has more to do with service. Okay, so let's say if I'm a small contractor and I end up taking a job on, and then I have another job that wants to get going, and I have somebody calling me about a previous job. Well, I have a choice to make. I could either go fix the previous job and make that customer happy, or take a new job so this way I can collect money. Now, what I will tell you is you're either going to have to where you have a company that has a lot of complaints because they're just taking the new jobs, or a company that isn't able to sustain because they have to keep going back and fixing the problems that have occurred. All right, so that's the main reason why the small businesses go under, because if they do take on too many jobs, think about this. Think about if I was even taking on 5 jobs a month. In 5 years from now, how am I gonna get back to all these places when I'm the only one person? Usually, they're the ones that show up to actually get you put on the schedule, and then after that, they're the ones that perform the work. So there's no way for them to be able to do that plus service all these customers. Does that make sense?
It does.
You can see how that happens?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, normally, this is what people are looking for when they do hire a company to do some kind of remodeling. Financial stability. Well, a company that has enough money to where they do have a department that takes care of the service. They do have a department where they pick up the phone. Okay, a company that's not in debt. All right, a company that's been able to sustain for a period of time. All right, fast and on-time service. They want their people to show up and they want them to be on time. All right, they want this to get done on time. They don't want to keep it out for weeks like you were talking about, right? Honest communication. If I tell you something, you want to know it's going to be true. If the guy that's coming in to do the bathroom, if he tells you something, you want to know what he's saying is going to be true. If there is any type of problem, you want to be told about it. You don't want to hide it till the end, right?
Right.
Okay. Design options. You have a lot of companies out there that only have maybe 3 to 4 options because they only have one person, okay? Or maybe they just don't have access to anything else but those 3 to 4, right? So for you, you'd want to look at a little bit more than 3 to 4 options, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Quality materials. You want to make sure that your stuff is going to hold up over time, right? I agree. And then certified installers. You don't want Joe Blow coming in and chucking the truck and just, maybe they've been on the job for a week and then they have a guy that's been doing it for a little while, but you have maybe 2 other guys that have only been doing this a couple weeks. How well do you think that job is going to turn out?
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, most people say the same thing, right? So what separates us, certified design consultants. What time did I show up today?
Oh, you were right on time.
Right on time, right? You think you could probably know that that's going to happen throughout the rest of the process, right? The information that I gave you today, do you feel like it was accurate?
I do.
Do you feel like it was honest?
I feel like you're honest.
Do you feel like I missed anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you'd want to work with somebody like me. You'd want to hire somebody like me to take this forward.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, factory certified installers. So every one of our people actually, they don't just get hired on. Okay, there's a vetting process. They get background checked, drug tested, and they also have to go through a training program. That training program is very rigorous. Okay, they're going through a long period of time to where they're not even allowed to touch the job. After they pass a test and they have to get a 95% or higher to even move on to the next point, then they start learning in the field. All right, and the field is actually at our factory. So they start doing the jobs in the factory, and once they hit 10 jobs to where it's nearly perfect or perfect, then they could actually move on to be an apprentice. They have to be an apprentice for a certain amount of time before they're even allowed to be a master installer. So it sounds like they have a good handle on what's happening, right?
Yes.
Do you know how Home Depot and Lowe's and the big box stores, do you know how they hire their people?
No?
Okay, so basically what happens is you pick out the material. And then Home Depot goes and they find the people for you to use. Now, they probably have 60 or 70 contractors that are on for each category. We'd be the bathroom model category, okay? And the way that they get the job is by being the absolute lowest price. So if they give a bid back to Home Depot, this isn't what you're paying. It's what they're going to be, what Home Depot is going to be paying them. Okay? So if they're the absolute lowest, what kind of material do you think that they're using to put up your walls?
Whatever's cheapest.
Whatever they have to. There's no way they can make a profit if they're using the $16 adhesives. So is that a route you'd even consider?
No.
Okay, I agree. Once again, the financially performing and stability. Okay, so I told you in the beginning, we are the largest home improvement company, all right? But we also have no debt, which is a huge thing for a remodeling company. You ever hear of the Home Remodeling Magazine?
I don't think I know that one.
Okay, so you ever see that show, what was it, Home Improvement, with like Tim the Toolman Taylor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the guy that makes that magazine is like Tim the Toolman Taylor's nemesis. Do you remember his name?
Not his neighbor.
No, it's not. It's not Wilson.
No, I don't remember his name.
Bob Vila.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Now you recognize it?
Yep.
Okay, you ever see that show? What is it, that Home Improvement show, This Old House?
Yes.
That's him too.
Okay.
He ranked us #1 above everybody else in the home improvement industry. Okay, and I'm not talking just bathrooms. I'm talking windows. I'm talking gutters. I'm talking foundations. We're ranked #1. First reason is we do have more revenue than anybody else. Okay. The second reason is we're actually more responsive than anybody else. So if you call, we're going to get back to you within 24 to 48 hour notice and set up a time to come back. And then the third and final is best bang for your buck. So basically they took thousands of quotes, and based on the material that we use, the installers that we're using, okay, he comes out and says, this is the best bang for your buck out of all the industries. Sound good?
Yes.
Okay. And then obviously we've been in business for nearly 30 years. So I'm a firm believer when you do something over and over again, you get better at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do, this is called Project Map It. We're going to type in your area. What's your zip code?
It's 60007.
That's one too many zeros. 60007?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so here we are right here. Just in your area, within that looks like maybe a 2-mile radius. It looks like we've done probably 500 to 1,000 jobs just there. Now let's do this. So just over the past 5 years, because that's when we started this, we've done nearly 30,000 jobs.
Wow.
We do 62% of all the bathrooms in the wet space out of the whole Chicagoland area. Why do you think that is?
Probably referrals.
That's a huge reason. And why would people refer us?
They're happy with what you've done.
You probably wouldn't refer us if we didn't do a good job, right?
Right.
Like I was saying earlier, all we focus on is the wet space. We're not gonna do your roof. We're not gonna do your flooring. We're not doing your foundation. All we're gonna do is the wet space. And like I said, when you do something over and over again, you get better at it. All right, so, and think about this too. Those guys that are doing the roofing, they are doing the flooring, have they seen everything that they need to see? Because what are they taking on? Maybe 5 jobs a month? We're doing 600 to 700 jobs a month. If there's anything going on behind those walls, we're gonna know it. We've seen it before.
Okay.
We're gonna know how to tackle it. Good housekeeping. I love talking about this. Do you know what good housekeeping is?
I've seen the magazines. I think at my grandma's house.
Your grandma's? That does make sense, actually. Yeah, the older generation, they live by this seal. Okay, I'm gonna let this lady tell you a little bit more.
You know, everybody's heard of the Good Housekeeping Seal, and everyone knows it's a symbol of quality. But not everyone knows exactly what it means. When a product gets the Good Housekeeping Seal, it has earned it. And not every product that applies receives it. Scientists here at the Good Housekeeping Research Institute rigorously evaluate every product that applies to make sure that it performs well, and also that it does everything it promises to, both on its packaging and in its advertisements. At a time when companies are cutting back more and more on their warranties, Good Housekeeping absolutely stands behind what we put our seal on. So much so that if the product proves defective within 2 years, it's Good Housekeeping, not the manufacturer, that will either refund your money or replace the product. That's a promise that nobody else makes and nobody else delivers.
So in 2011, we actually took it from Kohler. Kohler was their bathroom. There's only one per category. Okay, for the bath, it's us, bath shower. Kohler had it for a long time, and then we took it from them in 2011, and we haven't given it up. Good Housekeeping is not something you could buy. This is not a company that you give money to, so this way they endorse you. They endorse the absolute best of the best in their industry. Now think about it. She just said that she's gonna give you a full refund if we don't do the job correctly, and we can't fix it. She's gonna give you a full refund. Would a company like that even put their seal on something unless if they were completely sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing?
Yeah, probably not.
Okay. I also want to tell you that we give you a lifetime warranty as well. All right, so either one of them, you're going to be protected the entire time. All right? Factory certified installers. We kind of just went through that process of what they have to go through. Okay. Would you accept anything less on your home?
Well, now that I know what's out there, no.
Okay. Do you like to buy American?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Me too. Even better, would you like to buy not just American, but local?
That'd be nice.
All right. You can go and play this. Recognize that? Libertyville?
Mm-hmm.
What are we, 15 miles away?
Yeah, close.
$320,000 square foot warehouse. You have over 300 employees alone there. We do the field training. That's where everything's recorded. That's where the mock-ups are actually done. Remember what we said before you actually go out into the field? Okay, I'm going to show you something here. So not only do we provide us, obviously that's our factory, okay, in the Chicagoland area, but anybody outside of this area, we do have certain partners where we give the material to, but they're buying it from us, right? Okay, so normally, this is the normal buying process. Okay, first, it starts with the manufacturer, once again us. Then goes to a distributor. After the distributor, it's going to go to a wholesaler. From the wholesaler, it's going to go to the company who's going to then hire a contractor, who then is going to hire a subcontractor, then it gets to you. A couple of different things to consider when that happens. Number one, what happens when it has to change hands like this? What happens to the money?
More money's being made each
More
time.
money's going to be paid, right? Everybody has their hand in the pie. They want a little bit for it, no matter what they're doing, right? Another big thing too, let's say you had a wall that was peeling back. Who would you call in this process?
Probably the company.
Okay, and what if they told you, you know what, that's a manufacturer defect, here's the number, we're gonna have you call them.
So then you have to chase down the manufacturer.
And they're like, listen, we're not the ones that installed it. Our products are tested before they leave the factory. So who actually installed it? Well, then you're gonna call the contractor who's gonna say, listen, we hired a subcontractor, here's their number, they're gonna come out. You seem like you value your time.
I do.
Do you want to spend 3/4 of the time on this, on the phone, trying to track somebody down?
No.
And not only that, that's the only working bathroom in the house right now, right?
Yes.
The other one's a half bath. So where else would you take a shower?
The gym, maybe.
Is that something you're gonna have to want to worry about every single day?
No.
What about your kids? You gonna take them to the gym too?
No, probably not.
Probably wouldn't want to bring them, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so with us, we are the manufacturer, we are the distributor, we are the wholesaler. We are the company, we are the contractor, we are the subcontractor. So it's gonna go from us to you. That make you feel more comfortable?
It does.
And then what ends up happening is if you do end up having whatever type of problem, once again, just like I told you earlier, we try to be as close to perfect as possible, but not everybody can be perfect with every single install. Okay, so I would give you a number, which is going to create a ticket, but you're going to talk to somebody. It's not going to be off in a different country where you don't understand what they're saying. So does that make you, buying that way, does that make you feel more comfortable than having to go through all these people?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, me too. All right, man, so when you add everything up with the good housekeeping, with knowing that our people are going to the Bath Plant University to get certified as installers, knowing that you have me, you'd be hiring me to oversee this project for you. Can you see any reason why you wouldn't want to go with Bath Plant?
I don't think so.
Okay, sounds good.